and I fucking fell on the ground from my nervous system. And apparently, somehow, that cut off the fucking video. I had to restart it. Now, anyways, this right here is what I make my supplements out of. Empties. They're just made out of like sugar, cellulose, and then I, like, for my roommate, I make cinnamon supplements. Okay, this time let's try not to fall. Damn, what the hell am I nervous system? Fucking David. Fucking leaving bags in the middle of the floor. Okay, well, back to David. So, you might be wondering how I get my toilet paper. Now, let's skip all that. Anyway, so, I was planning on making a cream for my father and some infusion kits and some natural stuff. And then seeing if he ever wanted something, some advice or some flyers on things that are natural, safe to help him sleep. Like, for instance, instead of drinking a bunch of gin and taking a benzo, don't get me wrong, I've done it. My father's done it. I would even believe that some of my other relatives have done it. It's probably one of the biggest dangerous drug combos you can take, but the doctors try to make it no big deal. Here's some Ativan, even though you drink 2 martinis a night, and we know you are a drinker for sure, we're going to give you Ativan anyways. Then you just end up mixing them, and you don't notice you have a problem until you stop both. Anyway, so, well, what can you do like that? Very simple. You take a bottle of wine, your favorite wine. You have me order very special, fresh, Blue Lotus, White Lotus. You can do either one. There's also another Lotus, but Blue Lotus is probably what you want. Grind it up in a coffee grinder. Make your own tea bags, or you can just put it in raw and put it through your decanter if you prefer the decanting type method, so you air it out. And you just put the Blue Lotus, and you need quite a bit. You need quite a bit in there, in the wine bottle. Then you're going to cork it back up. Make sure it's sterile. You can even try to sterilize everything if you want. But then you need to put it away for over 30 days. Let it kind of saturate. At that point, you decant it 1 glass a night. No more than 1 glass a night. And then you're getting your alcohol and a sleep aid that will help you relax. And it's very safe compared to 2 martinis of gin and a benzo. But I don't judge. If that's what does it for you, great. But I don't think my father's ever tried the safe alternatives out there that can work just as well. And come on, I'm somebody that's tried everything. Opiates. No, not stimulants. I don't like cocaine. I've never really tried meth. I've tried diet meth for babies called Ritalin, Adderall, Vyvanse, stuff like that. But I've tried just about every plant and every drug on earth accidental during my childhood. My mother was pilling me up, so I've tried every pharmaceutical before I was 13. I've tried opiates before I was 13. I've had my first overdose at 7. I tried like benzo, Xanax, Ritalin, baby meth, all of it. Even opiates I was being prescribed at the age of 15 at emergency rooms because of side effects of other pills. So I've tried it all. And the pill game is dangerous. These doctors are dangerous. But if you want to relax and fall asleep, Ativan is great, but you can't mix it with alcohol. Or you shouldn't be mixing it with gin. That's not going to work really well with the Ativan. 1 glass of wine right before bed, maybe 2 hours before bed, saturated with Blue Lotus, should be enough to put you to sleep. But if it's not, the lower alcohol content is better to take with a Ativan. And Blue Lotus will relax the fuck out of you with Ativan. It'll be like taking alcohol and Ativan, or maybe a sleepy aid ecstasy pill. That's not a thing, but something more sedative. Hey, no, you're not going to fuck with my paperwork, kitty. No, you're not jumping up there. You already did that. No. Stay away from my paperwork for court. I got USB running. Look at this little bitch. He wants to jump right into my folder. He always wants to get into my folders. No. No, 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 no. Don't you dare jump up there. Look at all this paperwork. He wants to start playing with it. No. I see you looking. I see you looking up here. Now he's looking at my shoes. Okay, yeah, pay all attention to my shoes. Anyways. God, my kidneys hurt from getting up and showing those capsules. I shouldn't have got up. I have to get up and do a lot more, though. This house has to be a little bit cleaned. And I really haven't been able to do very much thanks to the seizures, neurological disorder. But summer is here. Summer is here. I don't have to worry about the shakes or the falls while outside. That is fucking not. Hey, you. Hey, you. Oh, you can stay there, but I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna come over here and start fucking with my paper. I know you. Stop it. You're a good boy all the time, but why do you want my paperwork? Because I'm not paying attention to you? Why? You look all nice. The minute I look away, you're gonna go after my paperwork. I know. I know. Whenever he goes up there, he has his own bed. He never uses it. He has his own spot to my left, and then he goes right into my papers every time. Yeah, I know what you're doing. Anyways, so yeah, I gotta fill up this USB for the landlord's attorney, transfer it over, give him photographs like, jeez, like that, like that, like this. Video is that from the okay. Anyways, most likely that his lawyer will just block the video in court, and because we don't have an attorney, we won't be able to contest it. Or I'm not using the right words. Don't get me wrong. Even though I've been elected my roommate's attorney against my will, I am no fucking attorney, and I am no way capable of being an attorney. I have a good brain that can figure out a bunch of shit, but our legal system, even the best attorney, fucking gets lost in our legal system. That's like a needle in a haystack type shit. So, no. And by the way, back to where does the money come from? It pisses me off every time. I asked my roommate where the money's coming from. He goes, oh, it's from my Social Security I saved for toilet paper and bus fare because I need you to do this and I need you to do that for me. And I go, yeah, but it sure seems like you spent that on cigarettes and going out, and you went out to eat like you weren't supposed to by yourself to, like, I mean, it's not expensive, but it was KFC a couple times, and my math is coming out that you're over your limit. No, I'm fine. Well, we just opened up a joint account for him because he was spending all his rent money that he was supposed to be holding on to. Yep. He has $500 for 3 months' rent. Now, I was able to get $1,100. $500 for him, $600 for me, and I'm supposed to get another $500 myself. But we're waiting on that. But I highly doubt with him spending his rent money, he's supposed to keep 3 months' rent, $1,100. He gets $1,400 a month. $400 of that gets used to bills. $200 towards food, $200 to cigarettes. He has $100 mystery budget to go out to eat or whatever the hell. Mostly it's gone from stupid shit. And then he has his rent money. But then there's also electric that has to be paid. And when I can't get him electrical assistance, and he never puts money away for that. And every so often he's short on rent because he spends it. So I told him not to do that. I told him I would help it with the judge, people, everybody. Guess what he did? He went along and did it. He spent it. Well, last time I was out sick. I got enough money. I was going back to work in 7 days. We owed like $2,000 or something, and I had a check in the mail. They told David, do not give your money and Zach's money in this rent until the check comes in, because the dates will change for what you're asking for. There was something like that. Dave didn't listen to the Department of Health and Human Services, his worker. He didn't listen to any of the welfare places. He didn't listen to me, and he did exactly what all three of us told him not to do, and they canceled the fucking check. Then he whined and whined that, I can't pay it. Well, then guess what? You better get ready for the shelter because you fucked everything up now. Now we got to come up with $2,000 by the end of the week. And I'm just back to work now. So guess what I did? Just back to work with injuries. Right after my testicles were filled with blood, I loaded myself up with hours for the next fucking 3 months or so. Injuring myself, getting worse. Now I'm making time for the doctors, getting seizures on the side of the road again, not when no winter comes. But I paid it all. I made double payments. I took care of all of it. But there was no need, except for my roommate's stupidity. And this time I told him, I'm not doing shit until I'm better. I'm not doing shit until I'm 100% better and got answers on paper. I will get welfare, I will sign everything, but it's up to you to pay your half of the rent. And guess what? If there's a problem and I can't pay my half of the rent because I'm injured and you screwed up something, you're going to have to pay for it. Not only that, no matter what, you may have to plan on Section 8 housing and fill out the paperwork. I want you to fill it out for me. I want you to fill it out for me. So that's where the money came from. My roommate told me he was buying these things out of money that had nothing to do with the rent, but instead he was pulling money out of the rent to buy extra cigarettes, and then so he thought if here's some bus fare, that way I won't ask where the money came from. But I still asked, and then he lied to me. He thought that if he gave me bus tickets, I wasn't going to ask, where did this money come from? But I did ask, and he goes, oh, don't worry about it. It's my Social Security. It's nothing to do with the rent. Nothing to do with the rent. Come to find out that there's only $600 left. That's 1 month's rent. And he wants $100, and he's taking it no matter what I say, and only putting $500 in the new account with no debit cards that he's not allowed to touch. And, well, I'm not allowed to touch it either, but nobody ever worries about me. I mean, people just have me hold on to their money when they can't save shit all the time. Hold on to my expensive bike with a motor in it. Hey, watch my house for me. Here's some money. Meanwhile, my father calls me some shithead because he piles shit on my head. Everybody who's ever spent time with me goes, that kid is too honest. He needs to learn how to lie. He needs to stand up for himself. Why does he let everybody just stomp all over him? Well, I'm working on it, and don't get me wrong, I got a limit. There is a point where you will get a knuckle fucking sandwich to the nose or something equivalent. I try not to get physical now unless it's absolutely necessary to defend myself. And I usually carry stuff for tasers or stuff like that just fucking suck. Way more than a punch to the nose. But nothing's broken and it stops everything right away, and then I have to get you help. Then I have to make a report out, get you an ambulance, all that shit. So not only do I have to hurt you against my will, then I have to help you as well. And then I'll say a prayer of forgiveness for the both of us. But that's how I'm really like. But, my father, he'll call me a shithead, but it's his own shit that he's piling on my head. That's the only reason why. Sometimes he doesn't even realize it either. He's just trying to live in fantasy land because it's easier than the truth. The truth sucks and makes him look bad, so it can't be true. Even though there are some true facts where I'm the shithead. Like, for instance, I did steal my father's coins to get cigarettes. I absolutely did that. But I also gave him every single $2 or every coin I ever won or got after that day. After I felt so bad that I worked so hard to replace his coin collection, which I was able to replace some of the silver dollars and some like mercury dimes, but nowhere near what he had. The value of the coins, actually, I did check, and they weren't worth much, and the coin shops wouldn't even take them. And I just did a phone call. They didn't even look at them. They didn't know. I just named some of them over the phone, and they said, you would only get like the same price for them. You're going to have to wait like another 50 years. So I just try to replace it to the best of my ability, but don't think it's like $100,000 single coin or anything. Like, I get that a lot. I get a lot of these idiots that find like an old penny on the ground from like 1901 or something, and they'll go, this must be worth $1 million. This is worth $1 million. Then I show them the value of the coin and the 3 different conditions and how you get like a mercury dime is now worth $1.10. Meanwhile, this coin, a silver dollar at this age, is only worth $1.10. Meanwhile, this silver dollar is worth $2.50. And they're like, that's it? I'm like, yeah, you got to have a lot of them. A lot. You got to collect a lot. And even then, you might double, triple your value. It's not like $1 million for one. Sometimes, if you're like digging a hole and you're an archaeologist, maybe. But as far as collecting, usually not $1 million or $100,000 for one. So that's why I mentioned that, is I'm just surrounded by idiots that I help. I shouldn't say that, but they say it to them. I mean, come on. I mean, they're not here, and I'm very willing to have this conversation right in front of them. I'm not like trying to be mean here. They are idiots, and they laughed at their, like, yeah, I'm an idiot. And you think that's okay, whatever. As long as you can laugh at yourself. And so me, I'm not an idiot, but I got a physical disability that isn't being treated. My body is junk. I have seizures. I lose the ability to use my nervous system. I have twitches. Sometimes I can't talk, so my voice sounds weird, as well as my voice changes depending on the stimulus, as well as I stutter or can't make out words. My coordination is terrible at times. And during summer, I'm amazing, and people go, "What the hell is this, Zach?" And then during winter, they're like, "What the fuck happened?" You're like two different people. So, and that's only because of the body. The mind and the what I can do is the same. It's just the amount of movement and what I can do when my body changes. One minute I can do amazing things and move great. The next minute I'm all broken, having seizures and bleeding from the head. There's all different types of shit. So, yeah, my roommate lied to me and bought a bunch of stuff for me to cover up what he wanted to buy with it, thinking I wouldn't ask. And then I had to take action before he cleaned it all out. When I found out, I had to make an account with no debit cards. It's shared with me. He can't touch it. I'm not going to touch it. It's there. Plus, if I take out any money, he would know, and that's not something I do. You should see all the. Oh my god. Oh my god, you should see some of the shit I've been left in charge of. It's just like unbelievable. Other people's children's who have Ritalin with other, like their husbands, like, "We should take the Ritalin. We should take the Ritalin." What the fuck? You're her boyfriend. That's her child. Her child needs the Ritalin. What the fuck? Yeah, but we could break it in half. She won't care. You're her boyfriend. You don't think she's... No, 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 no. I'm doing what I want. Yeah, you're going to tell her that you took them? No. Then who do you think she's going to blame? No, no, no. I'll fucking knock you out. I'll knock you out. If you want to take them, fine. But you got to tell her that you're the one who took them, and I told you not to. I'm not fucking around here. I'm not taking the blame for you. I got enough of that with my mother and father. I don't need this shit from you. And that actually happened to me. And then he actually did take it. And when she got home, he didn't know what to say. Guess what? I didn't say anything. And he got caught. He did. She counted them and then looked at all of us, and then she said nothing. And he said nothing. And she never asked me. I wanted to say something. But she looked at him more evil. It's like she knew it was him. So I didn't think it was necessary with that very visible, "I know it's you, husband. I know you did it. I know you did. I know you did." Oh God, you still probably blame me too. Watch, just watch. Well, I can't say watch because it's all over with, but I would bet that when I left, you were like, "No, it wasn't me. I promise, baby." Fucking assholes. There's so many of this shit. My mother did it. My father loves to do it. I've had friends or acquaintances that have done it. Of course, I just explain myself to the situation, but it doesn't matter how honest I am or how good I am. People are jackasses.